Hey everybody, it's Alkid D21 here. Doing a bit of stuff today, and I figured I'd make a quick little video on my utility trailer project that I got going on here. Unless you're on ATLTF and you've seen it, my viewers on YouTube have probably never seen this before. But it's just a little thing I've been working on the past little bit. It was originally just a little flatbed trailer that my uncle made when he was younger. It had those are the old wheels from the MTD. The wheels that used to be on here are the ones that are now on the MTD, the bigger ones with the black rims and the roller bearings. I've put the smaller ones on here. So yeah, basically all I've done to it so far, the deck and everything was built by my uncle. I didn't build that. He did a pretty nice job actually. They're all the boards are held down with carriage bolts and everything, and they're not rotting or nothing, so it's in pretty good shape in that sense. But what I've done is I completely redesigned I should say, the axle on this thing. Before it was just like a straight axle with the wheel on either side, but when my uncle built it, he put two pillow block bearings right in the middle, and all the stress from using it over the years bent the axle really bad because the only support was in the middle. So I took all that out, and I don't know if you can see in there, there's actually a leaf spring in there, a single leaf spring. It's just a helper spring from a Jeep, and you can see the panhard rod going right there. So this thing actually has suspension. It's not really necessary, but I figured I really wanted to try it, and it works pretty good. Basically, it's just like a T-post with small sections of shaft welded on either end, and that's what holds the wheels on. And then there's a piece of C-channel. Then get on here better. C-channel, and the leaf spring has two slippers, one on each end. There's no eyes, just slippers. And so when the weight comes down on top of the trailer and compresses the spring just slides out this way, and I put grease in there on the slippers to make sure there was no wear, and it slid. So that's how the suspension works on this, and they're just two U-bolts in the middle and these pieces of flat stock are welded to the axle, the T-post. So, and then I got a panhard rod. As I said, I didn't build that originally, but the axle liked to walk back and forth. As you can see, the inside of this tire is pretty carved up from when the frame would walk out towards the wheel. So the panhard rod completely prevents that, but yeah, it works pretty darn good, and it can hold a lot of weight. There are two support rods on the front, one there, one over there, just to kind of keep the axle from going forward or backwards. Got a couple of pieces of angle iron screwed to the front here. That's just for toolboxes. I got a couple toolboxes I put on here. There's a steel toolbox that sits here, or no, there's a wooden box that sits here, and then a steel toolbox that sits there. And this is just what I used to put the tongue on when I put it in the ground. This is something I just built today. It's a little spring-loaded latch, because this bed, actually, I'm trying to do this with one hand here. I can't really. The bed is actually on a hinge. You can see in there. Not really. Where's the hinge? Right there. So this trailer can dump, so you can load it up with whatever, scrap steel, let's say, and I guess, and you can dump the bed. The only problem was my uncle never put a latch on it, so there was nothing that held this down except for the weight of it being tilted forward at an angle. So if you put any weight at the back, it would just tip up, which is not so great. So I basically just built this latch today. It works pretty good. I can sit at the back of the trailer with my feet off the ground, all my weight right here, and the latch holds the bed from tipping up. So it actually works pretty darn good. It's really simple. It's just this little rod here, the hole there, and then the hole for the spring. And you just pull it back, and then tip the bed up, dump your stuff, whatever the hell's on there, and then put it down, put the latch back on top, and you're good to go. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I've done to this thing really. I thought I'd just make a quick little video of it because I guess nobody on YouTube's ever seen it before. So, I'm not really sure what else I want to do to it. I want it to be a really, really useful, kind of handy thing you can just take when I can take when I go back in the bush or whatever, and just leave it sitting somewhere and have lots of tools handy and everything, and also just something to use for hauling stuff around. It's a pretty big trailer, so you can fit lots of stuff on there. Hauling it with this very, very lovely Allis-Chalmers 712. Yes, sir. So, yep. One thing I would like to do is I had to put all these spacers here because there's no bottom part of the tongue like most all implement trailers have. I would like to put something that just comes down at a right angle like that, so I'm going to put these spacers here to stop it from going up and down. But I didn't really feel like doing that today, so I just did that. And I'll get to that someday. But for now, the spacers stop it from going anywhere. Yep. Yeah, so I guess that's my little utility trailer. Yes, sirree. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.